Hello, all YouTubers out there. This is Jerry at the Movies. Today I'm going to review the HBO film Game Change. And whatever political beliefs one has towards Sarah-Palin, one can't help but feel a smidgen of sympathy for her in this film, which is pungent, extraordinarily acted and written, and as enveloping and fascinating about the political process as almost anything else I've seen in a while. The superlative Julianne-Moore is the Alaskan governor who was picked at the last minute to be Republican John-McCain's vice presidential nominee in a run to the White House against the Democratic opponent, Barack Obama. Although she doesn't agree with all of McCain's ideology, including stem cell research and abortion, she feels it is God's way of telling her to run, so she goes for it, unhinged and fearless. Woody-Harrelson is Steve-Schmidt, the campaign strategist who helps with an iron and sympathetic fist. Sarah-Palin is Nicole Wallace, the senior advisor to the campaign who tries and repeatedly fails to prep Palin. One awfully cringe-worthy scene shows Sarah-Palin getting a history lesson in foreign affairs, particularly with Afghanistan and Iraq. And she runs with that false notion that Saddam Hussein started the 9/11 attacks. I do not doubt that this scene happened in real life, but it is hard to figure a woman running for vice president who has no idea that North and South Korea are in fact separate countries. Ed Harris is brilliant as John-McCain, and the Arizona senator is shown as a strong, idealistic man who doesn't like negative campaign ads, nor does he seem very pleased to have a naive woman running side by side. The implication seems to be that Palin is getting all the press, all the glory, and McCain is shut out by the voters and the press. What McCain may or may not have thought about all this is left to the imagination, and we never really see the two sharing more than the occasional photo op at conventions. Meanwhile, Sarah-Palin has trouble following the nuances of foreign policy, is texting more often than listening to Sarah-Palin, who tries her damnedest to prep the Alaskan governor, and actually, as we learn later on, decided not to even vote for McCain, is forced to memorize answers to her presidential debate. So that is why she did so well. Fouls up the infamous interviews with Charles Gibson and Katie Couric, and so on. So those are all the impressions that we get in this film of Sarah-Palin. But the impression left from Game Change is that McCain's advisors and strategists threw this moose hunting woman to the wolves when she came close to having a nervous breakdown. Her only success was the vice presidential debate, but it did little to stir voters and was a muted success at best. Palin is seen as naive and uninformed and unsuitable to run for office, which can hardly be debated. Her Troopergate controversy, the bridge to nowhere, her daughter's pregnancy, and the expensive suits she wore are given minimal exposure, and rightfully so, although the relationship with her husband Todd could have used more screen time. Julianne-Moore doesn't try to outdo Tina Fey's comical mimicry of Sarah-Palin as she did on SNL, nor does she turn her into a clown. Julianne-Moore invests humanity and compassion into this woman who truly did seem to care about people. Because Sarah-Palin to me never struck me as artificial or heedlessly kowtowing to beliefs she did not actually feel. She is a celebrity and she has a strong personality and remarkable composure. Love her or hate her, her star shines. This film is based on the controversial book Game Change, Obama and the Clintons, McCain and Palin and the Race of a Lifetime by John Haleman and Mark Halperin. This movie has already been accused of having a false narrative by Sarah-Palin, who lavished the same charges on the book in 2010. Every non-fiction film plays with truth, since it is intended as a dramatization of events, something that I think people lose sight of time and again, nonfiction or fiction. As a matter of fact, that would apply to both. But as a behind-the-scenes 21st century look at the political process by which a candidate is selected in this media-saturated age, it is deeply absorbing and also very troubling. Deep down, I think that Sarah-Palin knows it too. And that's my review, and this is Jerry at the Movies, signing off.